Hey guys, Czar here. Hope all is well and trust you had an amazing weekend. Happy Manic Monday to you, August 18th, 2025. It's 9:27, 3 minutes to the New York Open. This is the daily frame. NASDAQ, S&P, and Dow, daily candles. You can see that we have a boring, quiet inside day here so far on the NASDAQ with a small bearish body so far. We have a marginal down day with an unchanged body, more or less, on the S&P, and we have an unchanged body and a down day on the Dow. It's kind of a mixed picture here, but not a whole lot going on. It is Monday, it's Manic Monday, and so I'm going to be very patient here. This is my trading grid daily 30 and 1 minute chart. I'll sometimes have a 30-second chart or a 2-minute or a 3-minute chart over here, but typically a 1-minute chart to start the session. Let's take a look at the 30-minute chart, shall we? This is my zone chart where I have my horizontal zones. You can see we have a clean traffic range down below. And so if we get down there, we may have some smooth sailing where prices can move fairly quickly, sometimes, not always. Nothing guaranteed about that, of course. You can see that we had this very choppy option expiration Friday. This is Friday, Asia, Europe, and New York. This is Asia, Europe, and New York, those different colors in the background there. Now here's overnight, Asia, Europe, going into New York. Of course, there's an overlap between Europe and New York until about 11:30. And so you can see that we pulled down from Asia into London and kind of grinding around. Not a whole lot happened in London here this morning. And now waiting for these markets to open in about a minute and 10 seconds or so. And I will bring you back once that has happened. And there's the 1-minute open range, guys, of the New York session. We're looking at 36 points amplitude for the NASDAQ and about 4.75 points for the S&P 500. Nothing for me to do here. Obviously, guys, I'm going to be very patient here on Manic Monday, pushing up on the 30-minute chart into this little minor zone. In fact, I can just delete that zone because it really doesn't mean a whole lot. This is really just a big range here in London. If anything, there may be a minor zone right here because this is where prices push down in earnest. There could be some sellers still sitting up here, but I'll leave that there for now. Showing the same zone here in the S&P 500. On the 1-minute chart, guys, you will see the London open range just above here as we're rejecting from there. This is the Asian open range. So on a day like this, guys, where we have a neutral body on the daily, you see that there? We are unchanged on the day, meaning that we opened here in Australia and we're still sitting here at the same level. There's nothing for me to do. I'm very patient on days like this. I actually come in expecting that it will be a no trade day. And if something great shows up, then awesome. Otherwise, it will be a no trade day. I can't see myself doing anything in here, guys, between these two open ranges and inside of this range here, since the selling began in earnest here, and there's the ultimate top from Asia. Since we have an inside day on the daily, since the body is very small on the daily, and so on and so forth. All right, guys, at this point, I'm going to apply my dynamic open range, which will be right here at minimum. See that there? So now we're covering the London open range and the New York open range, both of them. Now I'm going to delete these open ranges from my charts to keep things nice and clean. This is now my operating functional open range. It means that I likely will not take trades inside of this. I certainly won't take any trades inside of that 1-minute open range, but likely not inside here either. All right, guys, we're back. Notice how the S&P is leading the charge here to the upside. NASDAQ is not yet participating. Even if we get up here, guys, I want to see some structure forming, because you'll notice how very quickly we get up here beyond and into this area here. You see where my cursor is? Right up through here. It's just right there. It's just a few points away. So it can be very deceptive when you expand or contract the 1-minute chart. You can kind of lose perspective. My point is that this area right here, this whole clean candle, is just this little piece here, right? So I'm going to let this play out for a while. I'll only get interested if we get some structure up above or structure down below and not just a break, especially since we have an inside day with a very small body and this is Manic Monday. Just gonna let this break down here, guys. See how far we go. Clean traffic down below. I really want to see if this S&P is going to follow suit with this weakness, this shift that we saw, and also break down and close below the open range. Until that happens, I'm not interested in doing anything here, guys. Extra patience on Mondays, guys. Extra patience. I haven't actually analyzed it very closely, guys, but I would say that a fair percentage of my no trade days are on Mondays, possibly Mondays and Fridays. And back inside the open range here, guys, on the S&P, nothing for me to do. This is a new candle, new 30-minute candle. I really want to see a break and a close below here on this next candle in the next 30 minutes. Oh, there's nothing for me to do. Back inside the open range on the S&P. Now back above the open range for the S&P and back inside the open range for the NASDAQ. So at this point, I can theoretically move my dynamic open range to down here, guys, expanding to include this. So now I'm looking for a break and a close into this clean traffic range, or I can't even imagine what a long would look like in here, guys. I think longs are out of the question unless we literally blast way up here above. There's nothing for me here on the long side. So I think I'm really only leaning towards a potential short opportunity. We would need a break of the prior day's low. This is the prior day's low here, guys. See that there? We actually tagged it almost to the tick, but did not break it. So I want to see a break and a close on the 30-minute. Even on the 10-minute, guys, I'm going to drop down to the 10-minute chart here to show you. If a 10-minute candle breaks and closes below this candle, I might be open to shorts, but not before. You rarely see me do that, but I think that since this would be a break below the prior candle low and into a very clean traffic range, I could be open to that. So we'll see what develops here. All right, guys, we're back, and as you can see, we are still hanging around inside the original 1-minute open range and certainly well inside my dynamic open range. So I'm going to keep you on pause here, guys, unless we break and close handily below the prior day low. That's Friday's low. I'm not interested in anything else unless we do that. That's way down here somewhere, and then put in some clean structure. I'm likely not interested in any longs today because it would take a whole lot for me to get interested in going long up here, given the structure we have here on the daily, the inside day, how tall the prior day's candle is, and so on and so forth. And so I'll bring you back, guys, if anything develops here. It is now 10:15 a.m. All right, guys, we're back, and as you can see, we are making a move here on the NASDAQ and the S&P. Just breaking out of my dynamic open range here now. But I see no trade opportunities at all yet, guys. I'll keep my eyes on it. And now my dynamic open range automatically expands just to include that little candle right there. All right, guys, we're back. It's 10:46, getting a bit long in the tooth here, but we are dropping down. I want to watch this area very carefully because this is the break of Friday's low. Things could get a bit interesting here, but unfortunately it's happening rather late in the day. I'd like to see a break, maybe some structure in place before doing anything here. Breaking below now, guys, on the S&P as well. trying to break the session low. We'll see if that happens. Now we've had one candle on the 1 minute chart close below Friday's low. Just bringing out a marker here, guys. Not yet. Nope. Gonna wait for that, guys. Want to see where we go from here. We are now down in that clean traffic area that I've been waiting for. I mentioned the 10-minute candle breaking and closing. Two minutes left in this candle, guys. Delete this marker for now. Notice the daily, guys, broken, but back in the span of travel of Friday. That's not constructive. You really want to see follow through here. 1 minute left in this 10-minute candle. I want to see this close below that wick, guys. That's the wick that matched the low of Friday. If we don't get that, there's nothing for me. 10 seconds left in this candle, guys, and it's not looking good. 5 seconds. And that's it. So we're back up in the range, span of travel of Friday. It's almost like this didn't even happen. Lack of follow through is not constructive for the bearish case here, guys. So nothing for me to do. This is a 10-minute chart, remember. I'll bring you back to the 30 now. And here's a great example of why we wait for those candle closes, guys, especially on Mondays. This is what happens when we don't get that confirmation. All right, guys, we're back, and as you can see, we are still very much inside this range. It's 11:15 a.m., and I am going to shut this down since we only really have 15 minutes until all of Europe is closed, and so is my optimal trading window. Thanks for joining me today, guys. Appreciate you. No Trade Monday, and I look forward to seeing you again on Twisted Tuesday. See you tomorrow. Take care.